General Sir Charles Frederic Keightley, GCB, GBE, DSO, DL was a senior British Army officer during and following the Second World War. He was the Governor of Gibraltar from 1958 to 1962. Early life and career. Keightley was born in 1901 and, graduating from the Royal Military College, Sandhurst, was commissioned as a second lieutenant in December 1921 into the 5th Dragoon Guards, which through amalgamation with the 6th Dragoons became the 5th, 6th Dragoons the following year. He was promoted lieutenant at the end of 1923 and captain in April 1932, having served 3 years as the regiment's adjutant. He attended Staff College, Camberley from January 1935, and after a staff posting was in October 1937 appointed Brigade Major of a mechanized cavalry brigade in Egypt. He was able, however, in November to take part in the coronation of King George VI in London as a member of the procession accompanying the King and Queen. In September 1938 his brigade became part of the new Mobile Division in Egypt commanded by the influential Percy Hobart. Keightley was able to benefit from Hobart's tutelage for only a brief period, and having been promoted to the rank of Major he was appointed in December 1938 an instructor at the Staff College, Camberley, with a local rank of Lieutenant Colonel. Second World War. In 1940, he was appointed as Assistant Adjutant and AMP Quartermaster General of the 1st Armoured Division during the division's deployment to France. After the evacuation from France, the division reformed back in England, and on the 13th of May 1941, Keightley, on promotion to acting brigadier, was given command of the 30th Armoured Brigade, part of 11th Armoured Division by this time commanded by Percy Hobart. He was appointed an officer of the Order of the British Empire in July 1941. In late December 1941 he was promoted to acting Major General to become Commandant of the Royal Armoured Corps Training Establishment. After only 5 months in this job he was briefly given command on the 21st of April 1942 of the 11th Armoured Division, which was then based in the United Kingdom, and then on the 19th of May 1942 went to command the 6th Armoured Division, and commanded the division in the Tunisia campaign and afterwards in the Italian campaign. He was made a Companion of the Order of the Bath for his services in Tunisia, and also was awarded the Legion of Merit by the United States government. His permanent rank was advanced from Major to Lieutenant Colonel in September 1943 and again to Colonel in April 1944. In December 1943, he swapped commands with Major General Vivian Eveley, the general officer commanding 78th Infantry Division, which was also serving in Italy and which became his first infantry command. He was awarded the Distinguished Service Order in August 1944, and his success as a commander of both armoured and infantry divisions led to his promotion in August 1944 to acting Lieutenant General when he was given command of British 8th Army's 5th Corps in Italy. At the age of just 42, he was the youngest officer of the British Army during the Second World War to command a corps in action. He commanded this corps during Operation Olive, the offensive on the Gothic Line in the autumn of 1944, and also during the final spring offensive in April 1945, when it took a lead role in forcing the Arganda Gap. The Corps moved into Austria with the surrender of the German forces and forces that were fighting on the German side. On the 8th of May 1945, he signed a demarcation agreement with the Bulgarian First Army's Commander General Vladimir Stoichev in Klagenfurt, in East Tyrol and Carinthia. Keightley's army received the surrender of the Alliance Cossacks, under the leaders Peter Krasnov of Kalichgiri, and Andrei British GRO in the 15th SS Cossack Cavalry Corps under Helmut von Planwitz. At the Yalta Conference, the British committed themselves to return Soviet citizens to the Soviet Union. After conciliation with Harold Macmillan, Keightley proceeded to hand over these prisoners and the families regardless of the nationality, including people with French, German, Yugoslav, or Nansen passports. The prisoners were delivered by deceit and forced to SMERSH at Judenburg. Many were executed immediately, the remainder sent to the Gulag. In mid-1945, Keightley was appointed Knight Commander of the Order of the British Empire, and nominated to lead a proposed Commonwealth Corps during Operation Coronet, the second stage of a planned invasion of Japan. The Corps was to have been made up of infantry divisions from the Australian, British and Canadian armies. However, the Australian government objected to the appointment of an officer with no experience fighting the Japanese, and the war ended before the details of the Corps were finalized. Post-war, in 1946, Keightley left Austria and reverted to his permanent rank of Major General to become Director of Military Training at the War Office. In 1948, he became the Military Secretary to the Secretary State of War, gaining the permanent rank of Lieutenant General. On the 21st of September 1949, he assumed command of the British Army of the Rhine in Germany, relinquishing the role in April 1951. He was appointed a Knight Commander of the Order of the Bath during his time in the post. In May 1951, he became the Commander-in-Chief Far East Land Forces in the rank of General. In September 1953, he was appointed Commander-in-Chief Middle East Land Forces. Also in 1953, Keightley received the honorary appointment of Aide-de-Camp General to the Queen for a 3-year tenure. His tenure at Middle East Land Forces included the period of the Suez Crisis, and Keightley was C-in-C of Operation Musketeer in 1956. For his services during the period October to December 1956, he was advanced to Knighthood Cross of the Order of the British Empire and also received the Legion of Honor from the French government. In January 1957, he relinquished his Middle East command and retired from the army that August. From the 23rd of November 1947 to the 23rd of November 1957, he held the honorary post of Colonel of the 5th Royal Inniskilling Dragoon Guards. He also held the honorary post of Colonel Commandant, Royal Armoured Corps Cavalry Wing until April 1968. In retirement, Keightley was appointed Governor and Commander-in-Chief of Gibraltar, a post he held from May 1958 until October 1962, when he retired from the Army a second time since his role as Commander-in-Chief, although not paid for out of the Army's budget, had technically returned him to active duty. From 1963, he was appointed member of the Royal Patriotic Fund Corporation. He died in 1974. Keightley Way, a road and tunnel in Gibraltar, was named in his honor. Publications: Keightley, Charles. Dispatch by General Sir Charles F. Keightley, GCBGBE DSO, Commander-in-Chief Allied Forces. Operations in Egypt, November to December 1956. London, Ministry of Defence, published in the London Gazette, No. 41172, pp. 5327-5337, the 10th of September 1957, retrieved the 2nd of September 2013.